Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you've been relying on the SASSA grants for essential financial support, then this video is one you definitely don't want to miss. We are diving deep into the official payment dates for May, June, and July 2025. Whether you're receiving the Older Persons Grant, Disability Grant, Child Support Grant, or the SRDR 350 grant, we've got all the latest information you need. So make sure you stick around because I'll not only be breaking down the full payment schedule for the next 3 months but also offering guidance on how you can check your grant status, avoid common issues, and make sure you receive your funds on time. This isn't just about dates on a calendar, this is about financial planning, survival, and ensuring you have peace of mind during these uncertain times. To start things off, let's talk about why SASSA grant schedules are so important. For millions of South Africans, SASSA payments aren't just helpful, they're a lifeline. These grants help elderly citizens buy food, pay rent, cover transport costs, and purchase medication. For parents, they help keep the lights on and ensure children have school supplies, proper nutrition, and a safe living environment. With the economy still in a fragile state and the cost of living continuing to rise, knowing exactly when your money is coming can make all the difference. Having clarity on the schedule allows people to make better decisions about their budgeting. It also helps recipients avoid unnecessary panic or stress, especially when trying to plan for big purchases or settle outstanding bills. So, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the SASSA grant payment schedule for May, June, and July 2025. According to the official update from SASSA, the payment schedule for May 2025 kicks off with the Older Persons Grant. Payments for the elderly will begin on Friday, May 3, 2025. This will include any linked grants such as those for dependents. It's worth noting that Friday payouts are generally more favorable for those who prefer withdrawing at ATMs or retail stores, as the weekend gives people more flexibility with fewer long queues. This group usually sees less disruption compared to others. Next, we have the Disability Grant, which is scheduled for Monday, May 6, 2025. This includes grants for individuals who have a permanent or temporary disability and also those who receive grants in aid. Lastly, all other grants, including the Child Support Grant, Foster Child Grant, and Care Dependency Grant, will be paid starting Tuesday, May 7, 2025. The staggered dates are part of SASSA's ongoing efforts to reduce overcrowding at pay points and make the process safer and smoother for everyone. Moving on to June 2025, we see a very similar structure. Older Persons Grants will be disbursed on Monday, June 3, followed by the Disability Grants on Tuesday, June 4. Then, the rest of the grants, Child Support, Foster Child, and Care Dependency, will be distributed on Wednesday, June 5. The trend of spacing out these payments not only supports better crowd control but also makes it easier for the system to handle each category's unique set of recipients without delays. This helps banks and payment partners to coordinate their systems and ensures that grant recipients aren't stuck waiting for hours in the sun or in long lines just to access their money. For July 2025, the structure remains the same, but the dates shift slightly. The Older Persons Grants will be paid on Wednesday, July 3, Disability Grants will follow on Thursday, July 4, and the rest of the grants will be paid on Friday, July 5. If you're keeping track, you'll notice the pattern, 3 separate days spread over the first week of each month. These dates are crucial for your calendar, so whether you keep a paper diary or prefer setting reminders on your phone, make sure you note these days to avoid any confusion. Now let's talk about the SRDR 350 grant, which remains one of the most widely discussed and anticipated payments. This grant has been a game-changer for unemployed South Africans since its inception. While the R350 grant payments don't have a fixed date like the permanent grants, SASSA typically begins processing them after the first week of the month. For example, in May, payments are expected to begin around the 10th and continue in batches throughout the rest of the month. If you are waiting for your R350 grant, the best thing you can do is regularly check your application status on the SASSA website or through the WhatsApp number or GovChat platform. We'll go over how to do that in just a bit. One important reminder for all recipients is that even though SASSA announces payment dates, the actual reflection of the funds in your bank account can vary. Some people see the money instantly on the morning of the designated day, while others might have to wait a few hours or even a full day, depending on their bank's processing speed. This is especially true for those using Postbank or accessing grants through retail store accounts like Pick n Pay, Shoprite, Boxer, or Checkers. So don't panic if you don't see your money right at midnight. Give it some time, and if it still hasn't arrived within 48 hours, then you should reach out to SASSA for assistance. Now, let's talk a little about how to check your SASSA grant status. Whether you're new to the process or have been doing it for a while, it's always helpful to have a refresher. You can check your grant status by visiting the SASSA website at srd.sassa.gov.za. From there, scroll down to where it says Check Your Status, and enter your ID number and the cell phone number you used when applying. If everything is in order, you'll see the status for the current month, whether it's been approved, pending, or declined. For SRDR 350 grants, you can also check through WhatsApp by sending a message to 0820468553 or using the GovChat platform. Another helpful tip: if your grant has been approved but you haven't received payment, double-check your banking details. Many times, delays happen because of incorrect or outdated account information. You can update your bank details on the same SASSA website by following the instructions carefully. Make sure you're using an account in your own name, as SASSA does not pay grants into third-party accounts for security reasons. It's all about making sure the right person gets the right money at the right time. We also want to talk about common issues that have affected many recipients in the past few months, so you can avoid them going forward. One major problem is the pending status dragging on for weeks. This can happen if your personal information doesn't match the records at Home Affairs or if your application has triggered a fraud alert. In such cases, SASSA may ask you to re-verify your identity or provide additional documents. Be sure to check your SMS messages and emails regularly for any notifications from SASSA. Another issue is the declined status due to alternative income being detected. If SASSA believes you have another source of income above the qualifying threshold, your application may be denied. You have the right to appeal, and the appeal process is done through the Department of Social Development's online portal, not through SASSA directly. So if you believe you've been unfairly declined, make sure to appeal within 30 days of receiving the decision. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about what's happening in the background at SASSA and the Department of Social Development. There have been ongoing discussions about grant increases, digitization of services, and expanded eligibility to ensure more South Africans are covered. While nothing official has been confirmed for additional increases beyond the ones introduced earlier this year, there is hope that the government will respond to public pressure and economic needs by raising grant amounts later in 2025. Many advocacy groups are pushing for the SRD grant to be increased to at least R500 per month and for more permanent solutions to unemployment assistance to be implemented. With elections looming and the economy still facing significant challenges, these proposals could gain traction in the coming months. Another thing we are keeping an eye on is the potential expansion of grant access through mobile banking and new payment partners. SASSA is reportedly working with additional retailers and banks to streamline the grant collection process, reduce queues, and make it easier for recipients in rural areas to access their funds without traveling long distances. This is especially important for the elderly and those with disabilities who may find it difficult to reach ATMs or SASSA offices. Before we wrap up, let's quickly go over some helpful do's and don'ts to keep in mind over the next few months. Do mark your calendar with the exact payment dates for your category of grant. Do check your status regularly, especially if you're an SRDR 350 recipient. Do update your banking information as soon as your account changes. Don't wait until the last minute to resolve issues. SASSA officers can get very busy. Don't share your SASSA login or ID number with anyone claiming to be a helper on social media. There are scammers out there trying to exploit desperate recipients, so be vigilant. And finally, don't panic if there's a short delay. System overloads happen, but funds do come through if your details are correct. In closing, knowing the SASSA grant payment dates for May, June, and July 2025 can provide you with a strong foundation to plan ahead, reduce stress, and take control of your finances. We understand that for many of you watching, these grants mean food on the table, school uniforms for your kids, and a sense of dignity during tough times. Our goal with this video is to give you not just the information, but the confidence to navigate the SASSA system with clarity. So take a deep breath, get your documents in order, stay informed, and remember, you are not alone in this. There are millions of South Africans walking the same road, and with the right information and support, we can all make it through. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who may need this information. It really helps us reach more people who rely on these updates. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a critical update on grants, stimulus news, or financial support programs in South Africa. We are here for you every step of the way, bringing you accurate, up-to-date information when it matters most. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.